This week on The Splash, the Chambers of Commerce for Farmington, Waterford, and Greater West Bloomfield competed in a cooking competition. Then find out more about the sport of pickleball and where you can play it in West Bloomfield. And later, we visit the Franklin Cider Mill to learn how they make their delicious cider throughout the day. The Splash is a production of Civic Center TV. We're a news magazine that covers everything, from local news to feature stories, all so that we can bring you the latest from the Greater West Bloomfield area. And now, let's dive into The Splash. Hello and welcome to another episode of The Splash. I'm your host, Jonathan Jackson, and as always, it's good to have you with us. The Chambers of Commerce for West Bloomfield, Farmington, and Waterford were all in attendance at the Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital, where they competed in a cooking competition centered around the popular TV show Chopped. And our very own George Moore was the MC for this event. So throughout it, he gave us an inside look at the competition.
Hey everybody, George Moore for Civic Center TV. We are at a great event here at Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital in the demonstration kitchen. What we are doing is the Chopped Chamber Edition. This is where three chambers, local chambers, Waterford, Farmington, and Greater West Bloomfield, have chefs from their area restaurants prepare a breakfast so they can be judged. And we'll show you the results at the end.
I'll let you guys know when you have 15, 10, and 5 minutes, okay? All right. Ready, go.
The competition got off to a great start, even with me sampling everything. But each of the chef's dishes were more than enough for our judges.
Well, it's such a crazy array of textures and flavors, and it's just a whole lot going on, and we're having a blast eating it. Yeah.
Both Chef Carlos from Farmington and Chef Ted from Waterford put up a great fight, but in the end, the winner was Chef Annabelle Cohen with the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce.
I think it's a lot of fun. I know my brother-in-law, he's always said I was MacGyver in the kitchen, that I could take crackers and string and make dinner out of it. So this is really, really fun for me to sort of do that and just use whatever. But I had to avoid the temptation of using everything because the food has to have balance. You can't have 5 complicated meals. It's like wearing all your jewelry at the same time. You have to have some things are simple, some things are more complicated because it has to have that balance.
What was that you fed me a little while ago before?
Frittata. Did you like it?
Oh my goodness, my knees got weak.
I only put a little bit of cheese in it, and I put fresh soft mozzarella, which is very, very lean. It's a lean cheese. And I only put a little bit. It didn't taste super heavy cheesy, did it?
No, it tasted very light, and it just had a real good taste to it.
I'm a caterer, and even though I'm not the low-fat poster child, I'm a caterer, and my clients demand really, really healthy foods. They just won't eat it. So I'm very used to cooking with a little bit of oil. And also, I didn't use a million herbs and spices. I used mostly just salt and pepper.
Everybody did such a great job, and again, I want to commend you, all the chambers, for putting this event together.
Absolutely. It's so great when we can come together to benefit the community and highlight our local chefs. So this was a win-win, and on that, bon appetit.
Well, something's cooking in the kitchen, and this is what we've been doing out here at Henry Ford Hospital in the demonstration kitchen. And as you can see over my shoulder here, some of the results. This is what's left. I'd take that home. That's how good it was. Congratulations to Chef Detroit Chef Annabelle as the winner of the competition. We enjoyed ourselves immensely out here, and everybody that was here did as well. The aromas, I can't even describe, but the flavor popped here today, and we were glad to be a part of it. For Civic Center TV and The Splash, I'm George Moore. Back to you, Jonathan.
Thanks, George. And if you'd like to see even more footage of this year's chamber event, you can visit civiccentertv.com/Chopped Chamber Edition. Well, the sport of pickleball may have been relatively obscure a few years ago, but today it's one of the fastest growing games around the country, and it can even be found right here in West Bloomfield. The Splash's Carolyn Bond has the details.
Today I'm here at the Jewish Community Center, where we'll be getting an inside look at the game called pickleball. If you don't know what pickleball is, don't worry, you're not alone. But the sport has slowly been growing in popularity over the past few years, so it might just be time to get in on the secret.
Pickleball is a wonderful sport. It is a cross between tennis, badminton, and ping pong, and it's for beginners all the way through advanced players. It's easy to learn, yet it can develop into a very fast, high-energy game very quickly. Pickleball is open to the members as well as the public. For members, it's free. For non-members, it's $3 to come play, or they can purchase a punch card and have 10 visits for $25.
The Jewish Community Center might just be the only place in West Bloomfield where you can play pickleball.
It is the most exciting game I've ever played. I actually have never played a racket sport before, and obviously I'm in my 60s, and I started playing it, and I'm able to play it. It's great exercise, and I just love to play. It's just a lot of fun.
To find out how you can be part of the action at the Jewish Community Center, go to www.jccdet.org. For The Splash, I'm Carolyn Bond.
Thank you, Carolyn. And for those looking for more footage of residents playing this fun sport, you can visit civiccentertv.com/JCC Pickleball. Coming up, though, we get a taste of the sweet cider and donuts being made over at the Franklin Cider Mill. And reporter Katie Wozniak brings us a brand new episode of The Biz right after this.
Don't go away. You're watching The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Civic Center TV celebrates our region's natural beauty, proud history, tremendous accomplishments, and more with Another Angle, a series featuring a unique bird's-eye view of our area's landscape. Watch Another Angle on Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
Civic Center TV has gone social. Now it's easier than ever to watch, save, like, and share our videos online. See what's happening in your neighborhood, on the streets, and on the web at civiccentertv.com. Be a part of the conversation and get involved. We would love to hear from you. For links to our social media pages, visit us at our website or find us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
The best way to know when shows debut on Civic Center TV is to become a member. It's absolutely free. We'll send you a regular newsletter with all the latest updates. Just go to civiccentertv.com and click the Members tab. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
And now, back to The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Splash. I'm your host, Jonathan Jackson. Residents from all over the area flock to the Franklin Cider Mill during the fall for a taste of their cider and donuts. So we sent reporter George Moore over there to get an inside look at what goes into making their delicious cider.
Greater West Bloomfield area, you ever wonder how the apple cider that you routinely taste every year is made? Well, here at the Franklin Cider Mill, the closest location to the township area, we'll show you how it's done. From choosing the apples, smashing them, making them turn into cider, and then having some hot donuts to go with it. Join us.
The Franklin Cider Mill receives their supply of apples from several orchards within Michigan. Among them are the Jersey Mac, Ginger Gold, and Molly Delicious.
I usually need only 3 1/4 of the bins to make one pressing, so there's about 70 bushels plus to make this pressing right here.
And this is something you do daily?
Yes, depending on how much cider do I need.
Right.
If I need to make only one press, that's it, 3 1/4 bushels. If I need to make 10 presses, well, there's the math right there.
The first step in making cider is to move the apples into crates.
They would go down on an angle, and then from there they would head up. And the reason they go down is because we spray a hard water on it to wash the apple completely. So there's no dirt on the apple, no slimy spot on the apple, nothing wrong with the apple at all.
Afterwards, the pieces are put into a hydraulic press to extract their juices.
15 minutes, maybe to 20 minutes, slowly going down. A lot of places, boom, do that and open it up, but it doesn't get air into it. By getting the air into it, it gives flavor.
During the day, Barry explained that their average is 3 gallons of cider per bushel, and that the later you wait to buy it, the sweeter it will be due to the fermenting process.
How could you not like this flavor? It's sweet, it's juicy, it's, who needs a wife? If you're a male. And if you're a female, who needs a husband? Get an apple. Be happy.
That's why when it comes to cider and donuts, no one else does it quite like the Franklin Cider Mill.
Apple cider, cinnamon donuts hot off the rack. atmosphere, all types of things here for the greater West Bloomfield area to come and gravitate to for the fall season. The Franklin Cider Mill. It is a must-see for the area, and we were glad to show it to you. Till next time, George Moore for Civic Center TV and The Splash.
Thank you, George. And to see more footage on how they make their donuts as well, you can check out our YouTube page at Civic Center TV 15 and look up one of our previous videos making donuts at the Franklin Cider Mill. But now it's time for a segment we like to call The Biz, where Splash reporter Katie Wozniak gets to know some of our local businesses here within Greater West Bloomfield.
Massage therapy dates back thousands of years to ancient China and ancient Egypt. In this edition of The Biz, we visited Massage Luxe in West Bloomfield to learn about massage therapy and its benefits.
Massage therapy is the hands-on manipulation of your muscles and soft tissue. Does some stretching. There are some stretch moves that we do, but basically it's mostly when someone is lying on the table and you're using your hands and your forearms and your elbows to move the muscles around to soften them up and kind of train the muscles to get them back to where they should be.
Muscles work through memory, so training them to be relaxed is important. David tells us the harm that can be caused by your muscles knotting.
Well, your range of motion is bad. The pain, you can't sit up straight, stand up straight, walk properly, and it can cause many other problems because it can constrict breathing and just your everyday life.
And massage therapy comes in all different forms.
Well, there's relaxation, which is Swedish, that consists of very long, flowing, slow, easy strokes that you use your arm and you flow into it. It's almost like a song. But then you have deep tissue, which you can still use the same properties and go and do the soft, the long, but you're very, very deep. And then you can use trigger point, which is basically using your thumb or your elbow, and that's kind of leaning into them. Deep tissue, trigger point, sports massage. Now, sports massage is a lot of runners come in. That's a lot of stretching. Sports massage, if I'm working on your arm and if I start doing it, then I grab your arm and I start doing range of motion and moving everything around. That's a lot of movement around the table. There's reflexology, which there are many points in your feet, your hands, even your ears, which correlate to all different spots on your body. That's a specialty, though, that once you get your massage license, then you go into more training because that's very specific, and you really need to know what you're doing with that.
Not only is there various types of massage therapy, but there's various advantages as well.
Well, it does give you more energy. It does help you. It helps you walk better, helps you sit up better, helps you sleep better, takes away the pain, and just keeps you, it's almost like a workout, but you're not doing the workout, we're doing the workout for you.
For Civic Center TV, I'm Katie Wozniak.
Thanks, Katie. And if you'd like to see even more episodes of The Biz, then head on over to civiccentertv.com/thebiz. Time now, though, for a Civic Center event update. And to stay up to date on all the following current events, you can visit civiccentertv.com/events. So without further ado, let's get into it. Reading before bed is always a great family activity. So why not come to the West Bloomfield Main Library on Wednesday, September 21st at 7 p.m. and wear your pajamas for an evening full of stories, songs, and rhymes. Don't forget to bring your favorite stuffed animal along, too. How'd you like to read a book with our resident reptiles? Well, you can at the Recreation Activity Center on Thursday, September 22nd at 10:30 a.m. when their box turtle joins in for this special story time. You can even make a craft to take home and later enjoy some outdoor activities. Children must be accompanied by an adult, however, and the cost is $5 per resident and $10 per non-resident. The September program of the 2016 What's Cooking series, sponsored by the Friends of the West Bloomfield Township Public Library, will be Everyday Gourmet, presented by Chef Barthwell at 7 p.m. on Thursday, September 22nd, in the meeting room of the West Bloomfield Township Public Main Library. Attend a class designed to put you on the path to becoming the best you at the Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital on Saturday, September 24th at 10 a.m. for Women's Health and Fitness Day. A yoga and meditation class will be offered where you can learn how to stay fit and active with tips from an exercise physiologist, and then round out the day with a tour of the hospital's Vita and Self facials. Well, it's almost time for West Bloomfield's Household Hazardous Waste Day on September 24th between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. You can drive to the West Bloomfield city offices and drop off your hazardous household waste. Additionally, there are a limited amount of appointments on Friday for both evening and shut-in services. All you have to do is call 248-451-4834 to make an appointment. When you bring children, dogs, and books together, you get happy, confident kids who love to read, which is why trainers with their well-behaved certified therapy dogs will be on hand in the West Bloomfield Library Youth Services Activity Center on Sundays at 1 p.m. They will meet on September 25th, October 9th, and October 23rd, as well as November 6th and the 20th. The event is for kindergarten through 5th grade children who can practice independent reading skills alongside a friendly canine. No registration is required as well. At the Family Aquatic Center on September 27th, young artists will be creating a papier-mâché sculpture. It all starts at 6 p.m. when students will go from sketching to painting their little critters for a real lifelike effect. A $6 materials fee is due to the instructor at the beginning of the class, cash or check, and this is for ages 7 to 13. The cost is only $27 per resident or $32 per non-resident. And if you sign up early, you can also ask for a discount. Dr. Sol Kogan, who has taken care of our Detroit Lions players for the past 13 years, will be speaking about the latest technology used to treat arthritis and neuropathy, as well as back, neck, hip, knee, and shoulder pain. This comprehensive approach incorporates techniques that don't require surgery or medication, and a complimentary lunch will follow. The event will take place on September 28th at the Recreation Activity Center at 11 a.m. There's no charge for this presentation, but registration is required, and you must be 50 years or older. Join Sears Kit homeowners and enthusiasts Andrew and Wendy Mutch as they explore the fascinating history of kit and catalog homes. Learn about Michigan's role in the kit house industry and see examples from vintage catalogs. Then take part in a photographic tour of the many kit homes located in the West Bloomfield area. The event takes place on September 28th at the West Bloomfield Library at 7 p.m., and no registration is required. Both young and older adults are invited to participate in a unique program of movement, song, and dance, all designed for people with special needs. On September 29th, the West Bloomfield Library presents the Fourth Wall Theater Company from 7 to 8 p.m. The company uses the creative process of theater to help people understand different aspects of themselves and learn real-life skills, as well as just having a good time. Also, they ask that you please attend with a support person or caregiver, and you must register in advance. Explore the intellectual and emotional ties between art and those who view it, featuring artists Jay Knapp and Nancy Lebret Einstein. This collection at the Janice Chirac Gallery, now through September 29th in the Upper Gallery, where you can view the 2016 Schoolcraft Metal Sculpture Art Show. Instructors from the West Bloomfield Police Department will be teaching women the fundamentals of pistol shooting and safety. This class will take place at the West Bloomfield Police Department on October 1st from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Topics include controlling violent confrontations, how to handle firearms, and also going over law. All firearms and ammunition are provided at no additional cost, and this class also meets the requirements to obtain your concealed pistol license here in Michigan. And lunch is provided as well, so stick around. Remember, you must be a woman 18 years or older to participate, and fees are $165 for residents and $175 for non-residents. Sign up now, though, for an early discount. If you're interested in making something this fall, then why not participate in the Recycled Materials Bird Feeder Contest, where you can take random items like metal scraps, glass jars, or just about any other weatherproof materials, and then turn them into a functional work of art. Then bring your handcrafted bird feeder to West Bloomfield Town Hall from October 3rd to October 17th to be included in the display inside the corridors of Town Hall or outside on the trees. Your bird feeder could even be entered into the contest. And meanwhile, the winner will be announced on November 18th at the recycling celebration at West Bloomfield Town Hall. Well, that's all for now, but if you're looking to find even more events going on in your neighborhood, then be sure to follow us at civiccentertv.com/events and look up our events calendar. And as always, you can watch our channel for more information on everything going on in the greater West Bloomfield area. Well, it's time now for a quick break, but afterwards stay tuned for my interview with Emmy Award-winning photojournalist Dane Gussin.
Don't go away. You're watching The Splash on Civic Center TV.
I'm Kelly Waterfall for Civic Center TV. All around West Bloomfield, people are saying there's great, if not totally compelling programming on Civic Center TV. What's the best way to know when our newest shows debut? Become a member. It's absolutely free. We'll send you a regular newsletter with all the latest updates. Just go to civiccentertv.com and click the Members tab. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
Be sure to catch live coverage of Laker sports, up-to-date information on local events, and of course, non-stop music on 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM.
For years, Civic Center TV has been bringing you live coverage of local municipal meetings. The meetings are now available on demand at civiccentertv.com/meetings, or watch the meetings again the following day on Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
And now, back to The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Splash. I'm your host, Jonathan Jackson, and my guest on the show this week is photojournalist Dane Gussin, known for his work on projects such as Field of Ashes and an interview with Stephen Goldman, which he's also won an Emmy for, but he's also very involved here in West Bloomfield. So, Dane, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me. It's nice to be here.
Yeah.
Nice to be here.
So, Dane,
last time I was here, I had an interview with Rick, one of the officers of West Bloomfield.
That's right, from WB 911, another show here on Civic Center TV. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about your relationship with the police department here in West Bloomfield.
Things don't always happen on the best of events. And after Officer O'Rourke was killed, I put together a group with a young lady, Karen Whitefoot, she and I. And then we added on some other people, Elisa Z, and we've got some other people. And I called up West Bloomfield Police Department because we wanted to, I know this is going to sound weird, but we wanted to take horses out to Amy O'Rourke's house and have a surprise birthday party for her children and her friends.
Oh, that's very nice.
So I got a hold of Rick. That was my first contact.
Oh, okay.
And he was like, "You want to do what?" Okay, let me check with Chief Patton. I'll get back with you.
Okay.
Like a day later, he said, "It's a go. You have our blessing to do it." And since then on, he and I become very good friends. I see him at the West Bloomfield Art Fair. He and I did something in one of the synagogues where he had a little motorized vehicle called, I think it's Officer Tim or something.
Okay.
He sits in the back, and little kids
Officer
walk.
Timmy.
Yeah. He walks up, and the kids. So I'm taking photos, and it was just we had a good time.
Yeah.
But so Rick and I have become good friends, and whenever I've shot the, try to think of the name of it. It's the event they have every year for the fallen officers.
Oh yes, the police memorial.
Yeah, I've shot the police memorial every year they've had it.
Yeah.
So I mean.
You're very involved. Yeah, but it's not just that, but like you said, the art fair earlier, which is another big event that happens here in West Bloomfield. You've probably had some artwork featured there as well.
Well, I actually had an exhibit over at the JCC at the Janice Sherritt Gallery.
Okay.
I think it was there for, 3 months or so, and I had an exhibit there, which is West Bloomfield at the JCC.
Yeah.
So I've had stuff all
over.
And
at the parades, too?
Yeah, I shoot parades. I shoot everything. I mean, I'll get calls, from Rick or other people in the city wanting me to shoot an event or whatever the case may be.
Okay.
Rick doesn't know it, but I'm taking him with me to a meeting in a couple of weeks.
Uh-oh. Rick,
we're having a Horses Hill Hearts meeting. Actually, we're having a benefit October 30th for Horses Hill Hearts in Farmington Hills at the Longacre House. And we're just having a meeting, so it's a surprise I was going to take Rick because I think he's tired of looking at me. I think he wants to look at the girls. But that's what we're going to do. I'm going to do a radio interview, and he's going to come with me, which I appreciate, give me some support. No, but West Bloomfield's a great city. I love it here. Whenever they call me, I'm more than happy to
come by.
Yeah, I mean, it's
lend your services. Yeah, and like we said, too, you shoot a lot of nature, and a lot of nature. There's a lot of nature here in West Bloomfield, too. The parks and the trails. And, tell me a little bit about that, your nature experience.
Well, believe it or not, I used to live in Sylvan Lakes. I used to take the rail to trails all the way through West Bloomfield, and I would see deer, fox. Now I hike with cameras. So I gave up the bicycle, and now I'm hiking with 2-3 cameras.
That's even more. Yeah,
and I'm shooting nature documentaries. The last one I did was called The Deer Hunter. We shot it in 4K.
High definition?
High definition. Yeah. And it's on cable with the rest of my films. All my films are on YouTube for free. You don't have to pay anything. The Holocaust films, my nature films. I probably have, I guess, about 200 films online.
Even the Emmy Award nominated film, too, the Stephen Goldman.
And most of them are shot in this area, so I mean...
That's amazing, yeah.
Well, West Bloomfield used to be such a rural area. Now it's developed.
Yep.
But there's still places where animals hang out.
Yes, plenty, especially in our, in our parks and our areas like that, yeah.
So Horses Heal Hearts is going to have an event, and it all started from what we did with Officer O'Rourke. We've gone to 5 schools in inner city Detroit with horses. Out of the 5 schools, 1 child had ever seen a horse before live.
Wow.
We're going back October 5th to another school in Detroit, the group. Well, every kid there gets a pony ride.
That's cool, yeah, and get a chance to pet and touch a horse.
And some of these kids have never seen horses before. It blows me away, but so we take it to them. You know what? The idea
and have them, get an experience they probably will never have, and that's what's great about it.
They're shocked when they realize real live horses. yeah. Then it gets on the playground. They all get their rides, and they it changes their lives. Yeah. They're drawing pictures of horses. They never thought about horses before.
Isn't it great to be able to touch other people's lives?
Oh, yeah.
To be able to make a difference. I mean, and you do that with not just kids in Detroit, but also, those who suffer from autism or are diagnosed with other diseases. You've helped out children and to teach them how to, shoot photos and how to grow confidence in themselves.
Last week, I was out in an outreach program offered through Oakland U. It's for kids with special needs or young adults, and I was teaching them about job skills, getting your foot in the door. And I explained to them, because you hear no, that doesn't mean anything. For every no you hear, you're getting closer to the yes. So, and they laugh. I said, I've heard no more times than you can imagine. And, it's like, well, what do you do? Forget about it. Move on to the next thing. I said, it's no it's not no to you. You just, that's life. Just move on, move on.
No need to take it personally. It's just a step closer to what you're, trying to achieve. And that's what's great about
it. The thing is,
you've been told no many times, and then you won an Emmy,
Many times. But to stress that to kids who are young, I tell them, you just don't wake up one day and be successful. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've heard no a lot of times.
Today we're telling you yes. And we want to say thank you for being here as well, Dane. I appreciate you coming and talking with me today.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, once again, everybody, Dane Gussin, photojournalist like I mentioned earlier, and all of his work you can find on YouTube and also Facebook. He's got a lot of free content on there for you guys to check out, so please go ahead and do so. Dane, thanks again for joining me.
Appreciate it.
All right. Well, everyone, it's time now for a segment we like to call Sidewalk Talk, where reporter George Moore talks with people in the greater West Bloomfield area.
Hi, George Moore for Civic Center TV and The Splash. We're out on the streets of West Bloomfield, the greater West Bloomfield area, again, asking the questions nobody else will ask, and you give us the answers. Join us. If a crystal ball could tell you about yourself, about your life, the future, or anything else, what would you want to know?
I would want to know the future of my grandchildren. I would really want to know what they would be like as adults and, what they actually evolved into. I love my grandkids. They're wonderful kids, but I'm in my 70s, so I'm not sure I'll be around when they become adults.
I want to know if my son gets into medical school and becomes a doctor. I don't care about me. I want to know about my kids.
Definitely the future. I'd like to know where I'd be in the next 10 years from now.
So the one thing that I would want to know, between my husband and I, we have 5 children. I'd love to know how many grandchildren we're going to have.
Oh, okay.
So far we have 1, and he's a boy, so I'd love to know how many and if we're going to have boys or girls.
What would I want to know? I would probably want to know if I'm going to be successful or not. I don't need to know any of the details, but I just want to know if it's going to happen or not.
Are the Lions going to make the playoffs?
What is the rest of my life going to be like? I don't have children of my own, but I just like to know, am I going to be able to live it out and continue doing what I enjoy doing until I just fall over?
If I'm ever going to lose this fat weight I've put on in old age, that's what I want to know.
Can you believe some of the questions we ask? Neither can I, but you answered them as always. So we got some good stuff. So until you see us next time, for Civic Center TV and The Splash, I'm George Moore. Sidewalk Talk.
Thanks, George. As usual, a lot of great answers this week. And if you'd like to see even more Sidewalk Talk, then you can check out civiccentertv.com/Sidewalk Talk. We now turn to our other segment here on the show, our Person of the Week, where we acknowledge an individual within the community who is either helping or inspiring others. And this week's recipient is knitting enthusiast Barbara Green. If you've spent any time in Keego Harbor over the last couple of years, you've likely noticed a woman walking through town, knitting scarves. And that woman is Barbara Green, a hockey referee who enjoys going on marathon walks in the off-season to stay in shape, all while knitting scarves to give to those in need within the city of Detroit. Barbara got the idea for her scarf project after the water pipes in her Keego Harbor home froze one brutal winter, leaving her and her husband without hot water for over a week. But instead of focusing on the negative, she made a list of all that she had in her life to be thankful for, and soon came across an article about a group of Ottawa knitters who tied scarves they made to telephone poles, with a note attached saying, "I'm not lost. If you're stuck in the cold, take this scarf." Having learned from her mother how to knit and crochet from an early age, she began knitting her own scarves for the homeless. And during the coldest days of the year, Barbara will venture out and scarf bomb areas of Detroit where people are most likely to be standing outside. Over the years, her work has been noticed by many news outlets, and friends and strangers alike have donated to her cause. In Barbara's opinion, though, it does not take a lot of effort to touch somebody else's life in a positive way. And we couldn't agree more, which is why we decided to make her our Person of the Week. If you or someone you know is providing a service to their community, then let us know by sending an email to The Splash at civiccentertv.com. We want to congratulate those who are making a difference in our area, and we appreciate any and all suggestions. Unfortunately, though, that's all the time we have for today. But as always, you can catch new episodes of The Splash every Monday at 6:30 and throughout the week for replays. You can also look up previous episodes online at civiccentertv.com or follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook under Civic Center TV for more information. For all our friends in Sylvan Lake, Orchard Lake, Keego Harbor, and of course, West Bloomfield, I'm Jonathan Jackson, and we want to thank you for watching.